Hey guys, Paul Alex here, founder of CashSwipe. I'm here with my partner, Nick. He is part of the Done For You ads team here at CashSwipe. We are presenting a great presentation, not only for all of our clients right now that are actively using Done For You ads. We're going to be talking about strategy. We're going to be talking about how to actually run your own ad campaigns from your social media platform to attract the business owners in your area. Here with our expert, Nick. With that being said, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, like, and share with a friend as well. Nick, take it away, brother.
How's everybody doing today? In this training, we're going to be talking about specifically, we're going to be helping you guys out for the cash swipe agents who are currently struggling, getting out into the field, getting your reps in, hitting the pavement and prospecting, right? So if you've been, having trouble cold calling, having trouble going out into the field, door knocking, and trying to figure out how to put yourself in front of other business owners and just starting conversations. That's what this training is going to be about, right? Because a lot of agents think that the hardest part is to close the deal, right, guys? In my experience, I found that that's one of the easiest parts is just closing the deal, right? The hardest part is finding uh, conversations, right, to start with business owners. How do you get yourself in front of people that are interested without, spending hours and hours cold calling or prospecting, right? A lot of us have 9 to 5 jobs. We work very hard. We have families, we have extracurricular activities, and just in general, right? Many of you guys have lives, so it's hard to find the time when you're tired. Maybe you're not as motivated because you had a tough day at work to go out and go and talk to people, cold approach them, and try to get these conversations started. So that's what we're going to cover today. We're going to cover how I came up with the system, like a background of myself and how I got into marketing and how I came up with the Done For You ad system with my brother. We'll talk about how the system works, exactly how the leads are generated, and then how you guys, the agents, can turn those leads into deals and then therefore residual income for you guys, right? So I want to show of hands. I want to see who has been prospecting, this week, and you've had trouble even talking to the business owner. Drop a comment so we can see how many of you are struggling right now just getting to talk to the business owner.
Guys, right now, this week, if you guys have gone ahead and prospect, you guys door knock, cold call, or talk to one person, go ahead and just comment the word proactive. That's going to be PROACTIVE, proactive. Comment the word proactive if you've been out there actually executing on getting more clients this week. Now, for everybody that's been stuck on analysis paralysis, this is for you. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and comment the word introvert. That's going to be INTROVERT. If you have been stuck on analysis paralysis, if you have gone ahead and saying, you know what, Paul, Nick, I have been wanting to go ahead and prospect, but something inside of me, dude, is just allowing me to get frozen. Okay. We want to be able to help you on this training. All right. So give us some guidance, guys. Show us exactly what you are dealing with so we're able to help you today, right now on this training. Okay. All right, Nick. So you can see the chat like I can. We got a couple
Yeah.
proactives. We got a couple introverts. So now you know where to go with this.
Awesome. So just like many of you that, just commented introvert or proactive, right? I didn't start out in sales. I wasn't always the most, outgoing person, knowing how to sell, knowing how to, sell merchant services, right? I actually started out like my career path in pre-med, right? I wanted to be a plastic surgeon. So far away from the sales world, right? Usually people when you're a plastic surgeon, people come to you because they want to get all this stuff done, right? So I learned sales and started talking to people when my life path changed a little bit. I got into car sales, and that's how I truly learned how to sell. And when I say that, right, when I was selling cars, I learned one of the most important things, takeaways that you guys can take from this is that you don't have to be a sleazy salesman to sell, right? Sales is about solving other people's problems. Okay. So when you frame it that way, it's a lot easier, and maybe you guys can be less nervous when you go out to people, because you're not in the mentality that you're trying to push something upon someone. You're trying to solve their problems. Okay. So when I was working at the car dealership and I was selling cars, I figured out a very important problem, right? I didn't have my own leads, right? I would have to rely on an up system, people coming into the dealership, for me to even have the opportunity to sell them a car. So I realized that there was a major problem in that. So I learned, I went on YouTube, I learned everything I could about marketing. I bought all these courses to learn about lead generation, right? Because I knew if I was going to be successful in sales, I had to bring the customers to me and not sit there, twiddle my thumbs, and wait for people to come to me, right? I had to generate them somehow. So, like I said, I went on YouTube. I learned all of this marketing, lead generation, and I started generating leads for myself in car sales. Fast forward, that was successful. I would sell 2 3 cars a day just off leads popping into my email and me sitting at my desk calling them. I didn't have to get up from my desk and go out onto the lot, try to convince people that to like this car. I'd have people hitting me up saying that they're interested in purchasing something. So that was the mindset shift I had, is that I had to get people to come to me. So now fast forward, I got out of the car sales game for about a year. I went to California, right? Did some networking, exploring, and I discovered CashSwipe. And I'm sure, like many of you guys discovered CashSwipe. You guys were like, wow, this is the way I'm gonna, build residual income, gain financial freedom, so that you don't have to solely rely on your 9 to 5. You guys can go and travel with your family, right? Spend more time with your family. Because at the end of the day, that's what's most important, right? Is doing whatever you please, whatever makes you happy. And I mean, I know many of you are going into your 9 to 5 every day doesn't make you happy, right? So when I first started CashSwipe, I was nervous to go out and prospect. I remember sitting, in the car in front of business owners, businesses with my brother, like literally shaking. Okay, because we had anxiety and we were nervous to go in and get rejected, because you're coming in cold, right? You're interrupting business owners' days. Their business owners are busy. I've been on the side of the you not. I haven't been a business owner, but working at the car dealership, we had salespeople coming in all the time trying to sell us stuff, and we would always shoo them away. So now I'm that salesperson, you could say, right? That's trying to go into a business and try to sell them something. So that kind of gave me anxiety. So and my brother too, right? So, and the other problem that we had when we first started CashSwipe is we were working at the dealership, right? 9 to 5, 9 to 5 every day. We didn't have time to go out and prospect. Because don't get me wrong, prospecting works, but it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and you're going to get a lot of no's. So you have to be mentally strong and have the right mindset to be able to do that. So we just didn't have the time, and we were anxious, like I know many of you were. So if you guys are nervous or anxious to go into businesses, drop a comment, so we can all feel who else is nervous when you're going into businesses, because I know I'm not the only one.
Guys, drop the word prospect. That's going to be Prospect. Comment the word prospect if you are feeling what Nick is giving. All right. Everybody has been through it. I've been through it. There it even comes where That same feeling goes into anything brand new that I do still to this day. It's normal. All right. But we're all here to get uncomfortable to get comfortable, right? So Nick is going to go ahead and lead us the way. All right, Nick.
All right. So once we discovered another problem we had, right, that, we're nervous and we don't have time, I said, Philip, that's my brother's name. Philip, we need to figure out a way how we can get this business going and get business owners to talk to us without us having to cold call or, spend hours of our day going business to business and prospecting, right? So I sat down and I thought to myself, why don't we just do the same thing that we do for the dealership, which is generate leads? We'll have them fill out an application and have them go into our email so that, we can call them and talk to them. And at least we'll know that they are interested, and that'll lower some of the anxiety because we're not cold calling anyone, right? They're the ones raising their hand saying, hey, I want your help, right? So I'm a lot more comfortable talking to people that I already know want my services. So what we did is we developed the merchant services lead system. So guys, number one thing in merchant services is trust, right? These credit card machines are the lifeline of these small businesses, right? Almost barely anybody uses cash nowadays. So that the credit card machine is how the business owners gets paid. It's how they pay their employees, how they order supplies, um, how they make their money, right? If there something goes wrong with that credit card machine, and then nobody's getting paid at that business, right? So that's why they have to trust you. Okay. So the first thing we did is we created a Facebook and Instagram profile, and we filled it up with posts, right? Videos and posts that was displaying our expertise in merchant services and credit card processing, showing that we were local to the area, so that when a business owner clicked onto our profiles, they'd be able to see that, hey, we know what we're talking about. We're local. So if they have a problem, we can come in person and solve their problems. We're not some like faceless company overseas or something like that. So step number one was to build the trust and optimize the Instagram and Facebook profiles for lead generation and position ourselves as the local experts. Next, we would run the ads, right? We would make video ads and some static image ads, and we would run it within a radius around us. We were from Detroit, Michigan, right, originally. So we would run the ads around there, and then the business owners would click on the ads, fill out the lead form, and we would call them. We would be able to call them because during the day we had time at the dealership. I'd be sitting at my desk, um, just pounding the phone, calling every single lead as soon as possible that came in, and then we would close deals, go sign them up, and basically just rinse and repeat. So right now I'm gonna kind of share my screen so everyone can see the process of what a lead would see, right? What a prospect would see when they see your ad. So let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. All right, so this is what I'm talking about when I say optimizing your social media profile, right? This is Chris, who is a Done For You Ads client. We want to, number one, optimize the profile for lead generation. So what does that mean, right? You guys can see here in the bio, we say helping New York and New Jersey businesses stop paying credit card fees. So you're automatically calling out your target audience and what you do, right? We say that you get local support, and then there's a little, incentive for them to schedule a call for you that they can get a free terminal with our free terminal program. And what does it mean for it to be optimized for lead gen? You guys can see that there's a Calendly link here, right, in the bio. The whole point of that is to capture a lead, okay? Because sometimes when we're running ads, business owners are very intelligent. They're smart and they do their due diligence, right? So sometimes I know when I don't really click on any ads and just fill stuff out, I usually go and check out the Instagram profile or the Facebook profile of whoever's running the ads before I give any of my information, just so I can, make sure they're legit and see if this is something I even want to get into. So if someone clicks over from the ad because they're doing their due diligence to the Instagram profile, they're going to see that what Chris is a real person, right? You can see his face. He has videos talking about credit card processing, answering all these questions that merchants might have. You can see that he's local to New York City, which is important, right? Because would you rather, if you were a business owner, would you rather work with someone in your city that you know is local, or someone, let's say you're from New York, working with someone all the way in California, right? Obviously, you'd rather work with someone local, just because of number one, the familiarity, right? That person probably knows your problems better, and number two, that that person's going to be able to provide you better support if you have a problem, right? So this is how we optimize the Facebook and Instagram profile to make you look like the local expert and trusted authority in your area. Okay. Now to the ads, go to the next slide. This is step 1 and 2, right? So we run the ad. This is what some of the ads look like. We run videos with your face on them so that, again, people are building trust. It looks native, it looks authentic. And then we run some static ads with some offers, right? Receiving a free terminal without paying any fees. And then another ad, eliminate credit card processing fees, right? These are just 3 examples of the many ads that we have in our library. So it's super simple. The business owner is going to, be scrolling on their phone on Facebook. Maybe they're on their lunch break, right? And they'll be like, huh, I'm interested in this. They just took a look at their maybe statement, maybe, and they see that how much they're paying in fees. And then here comes your ad that says, eliminate credit card fees. So they will click learn more because they're interested and they want to check out their eligibility for their free terminal or to see if this would work for them. And then they're going to fill out a lead form on Facebook, right? It's called a meta lead form. So we ask the prospect a few questions. Okay, they're not just going to put in their name, email, phone number. You guys are going to get a few questions that they answer. That way, when you call them, you already have some information about them to go ahead and start the call with them, right? So you guys are going to know what their approximate monthly credit card sales volume is, right? Automatically knowing that, if they're like a big kahuna, right? A big business that, is doing like 100K, or if they're just maybe a smaller business starting out doing 10 to 25K or less than 10K. It gives you some background information. And you're going to know the business name and their current merchant provider, right? Who they currently use. Is it Clover? Is it Square? Do they use Toast? Or do they maybe not even have a credit card machine at all, right? We call that low-hanging fruit when someone is cash only and they don't have a credit card machine at all, because you guys provide them credit card machines, right? So those are probably one of your easier business owners to convert. But after they fill out their information, we give the business owner an opportunity to go ahead and schedule a call with you guys on your calendar. So this is what the thank you page would look like, right? At the end, it says schedule 10-minute setup call. You guys, our processing expert will show you exactly how much you'll save, set you up with your terminal, and answer any quick questions. And then boom, they have a opportunity to schedule a call with you. And then step number 4, this is where the magic happens, right? This is where you guys have to put in the work and call the lead, right? I always preach, these are the top 2 things that I preach when it comes to these leads, right? Number 1 is speed to lead, right? So when you guys get a lead, you guys want to call it as quickly as possible. Why? Because it does 2 things, right? Number 1, if you if someone just fills out an application and then you call them right away, chances are the chances of them remembering that they just clicked on something are pretty high, right? Because it just happened. So that automatically increases the chances of them picking up the phone and then even wanting to do business with you. All right. Number two, if you call them as quickly as possible, it sends a subconscious signal to the business owner, right? They may not verbalize this, but it sends a subconscious signal that you are on top of your stuff, right? Like you are on your game, right? They just filled out the lead and you're already calling them a minute, 2 minutes later. Wow, imagine what happens when my credit card machine goes down, right? He's going to pick up the phone right away, or he's going to, come and help me right away, because it starts out with the first interaction with them, right? And a great example of this, one of our rock stars that we have in the Done For You ads program is Alex Rodriguez. This guy, he listened to the instructions and he listened to those two things I just said, right? Speed to lead and follow up. So Alex actually called the lead. I think he said like within 30 seconds of them filling it out, and he was able to close them on a ATM machine and a credit card machine, right? So he got double trouble, a double whammy right away, because he called them right away, right? The business owner was impressed how quickly he called them. And then same rock star, Alex Rodriguez, followed my instructions. When I say follow up, follow up, follow up, right? What happens if they don't pick up on the first call? You have to follow up. Just as if you were out prospecting the normal way, right? No, you don't always close the deal on the first try. How many times the business owner shoos you away, or they're not even there, right? And you have to follow up. Here, you're at least following up with someone who indicated that they are interested. So, same guy, Alex Rodriguez, he called a lead for a week straight, right? Call him every single day. Voicemails, text messages, right? Emails. He could have gotten discouraged, like I know many people do, right? Oh, they're not picking up the phone. This is a bad lead. But he kept at it, right? He kept following up. After a week, he called them on Monday, and the business owner picked up, right? Thank God, right? They picked up. And they said, hey, Alex, I've been getting your calls, your emails, your text messages. I've just been super busy. I've had a family emergency. I wasn't able to get back to you, but I'm very interested. I'd love to get started on this right away. The fees are killing me, right? And then he signed up a second account just by staying persistent and following up, okay? So that's step number 4, right? To close the deal. All right. So at this point, right, I have something important to say, right? Like the following up example in the speed to lead example is a great example of saying that the leads are the Facebook ads and the leads, they're not magic, right? They're not going to call themselves. No one's going to do the work for you. I mean, we do have a program for that, but we'll get onto that later, right? But in general, the leads are not going to be calling themselves. You guys still have to put in the work, right? It's not magic. If you don't call the leads and you don't follow up with them, then you're not going to close anyone, right? What I always tell everyone is Facebook ads and ads in general, they amplify your effort. They amplify your business. If you have a good business and you have a good work ethic, the ads will amplify that. If you have a bad business, a bad work ethic, you don't know what you're talking about, right? Or maybe you're lazy, then the ads will very they will amplify that too, right? Because you won't see results. So you still have to put in the work, right? No one said it was going to be easy, but it definitely will be worth it, right? And I know there's many CashSwipe clients that can vouch for that it's not always easy, right? Entrepreneurship is not easy, right? You get punched in the gut every single day, but it definitely will be worth it in the end when you guys have to look at the big picture. When you sign up 20, 30 accounts, and now you can take that vacation whenever you want. Or you can, maybe call off work a little earlier and go with your son to their soccer game, to his soccer game, because you have residuals coming in, right? So that's how the system works as far as generating the leads. Okay. It works great for people, like I said, that work a 9 to 5. It's very flexible, right? If you're at work and you see a lead come in, go into the corner of the office, give them a call real quick, or go to the bathroom real quick and shoot a text, give them a call. I know many, when I was working, I'd be scrolling on my phone all day long sometimes, right? So if you can scroll on your phone, you can definitely shoot a text over to a merchant, or give them a quick call, right? Another reason why this system kind of works so well is because these business owners are raising their hand and saying they're interested, right? You guys know that there is at least some interest level on the business owner's part, and you're not bothering them. You're not, cold approaching them, trying to convince them to even, talk to you, right? You're getting opportunities of people who want to talk to you, right? Are interested in your services. Okay. So now we're going to get into how to actually convert the leads to deals. Okay.
Hey Nick, and before we get into that, brother, let's we have a Lloyd asking for the actual deck that you're presenting during this training. Would it be possible if we could create it into a PDF, and then that way we could go ahead and, for anybody that wants it, guys, all right, if you're watching this live or you're watching the replay on YouTube, just go ahead in the comments and drop the word PDF. That's going to be PDF. And we're going to go ahead and make sure that you guys could get a copy. Okay. We're going to go ahead and create a post after this with a replay of this training inside of our clients only community. And then you'll be able to get a copy of this. And then if you're getting this on YouTube, guys, comment PDF, and we'll have somebody from the CashSwipe team actually reach out to you with the PDF as well. Okay. All right, cool. So have a ton of engagement, ton of people that are interested in learning more about this. And Nick, take it away, bro. You're doing a great job.
Awesome. All right, guys. So now you got the lead, right? You guys got the leads coming into your email. What do you do next, right? How do you sell them? So maybe because I had an experience, right, in the medical field, being around doctors all the time, I like to tell everyone that you have to put yourself in the mindset of selling like a doctor or selling like a consultant. Because when you go to the doctor's office, right, you don't just walk in there and the doctor's handing you pills for your problem, right? What do they do first? They take your measurements, right? They may do some blood work, some diagnostics. They need to figure out what's wrong with you, right? You have a conversation with the doctor and he asks you questions, right? So same thing with selling merchant services, right? You guys don't want to be salesy. If you put yourself in that mindset that you are a problem solver selling like a doctor or a consultant, it's going to put a lot less pressure on you, okay? Because you won't be able to help everyone, right? You won't be able to convert everyone. You won't be able to solve everybody's problems. But number one, you have to figure out what their problem even is and to see if you can help them. And that takes the pressure off of you and the prospect, right? So that's what I call it, right? Selling like a doctor or a consultant. So the first thing I always do when I get a lead from the ads, first question I always ask them is, Mr. Merchant, Mr. Business Owner, great talking to you. What made you even click on the ad? Why are we even here? Why are we talking today? With that one question, you will usually get the business owner to spill everything to you, right? Not always, but they will tell you why they clicked on the ad. You want to know why they clicked on it as well, right? Did they just think it was a cool looking ad? Did they like your face? Are they having a problem right now in their business, right? Are they sick and tired of paying fees? Are they, maybe their machine just broke down? Maybe they were calling to get help the other day and their guy didn't pick up and they had to be stuck on hold for 2-3 hours, right? So asking that one question, the business owner is going to tell them where it hurts them, right? Where is their pain? And then, they start talking. Maybe they say, I'm using Clover right now. I love Clover, but I hate the fees and I hate that every time I call for help, I'm stuck on hold for 3 hours. I hate that. Then you go. I like John Sarabia analogy as well, right? When you're going with this, the baseball, right? First base is discovery, right? So you're asking these questions. So you got to ask them questions. Well, okay, you have Clover, or you say you don't like paying fees. Well, take a step back. Many of you, or at least me in the beginning, when someone said I don't want to pay fees, I'd be like, okay, you got to do the cash discount program, and you push them into the cash discount program and start offering the solution. That's premature. It's too early. You have to make them feel their pain and figure out their whole situation first. So if they tell you they're sick of paying fees, well, Mr. Business Owner, what do you mean by that? How much do you even process a month? Well, I process 100K. Well, the average fee that people pay in America is about 3%. So if you process 100K, you're paying about $3,000 a month in fees. Does that sound about right, Mr. Business Owner? And then they're going to be like, yes. You want to make them feel their pain. Say it out loud, because if you don't make them verbalize it, then it's almost like, it doesn't exist. It's not important to them. If you have the prospect say it out loud, it becomes on top of their head, right? They acknowledge it. Now you have to make them acknowledge their problems. Just like when you go to the doctor and they ask you questions, you have to acknowledge where it hurts you, why it hurts, and everything like that, right? So, okay, where were we? Okay, so they process 100K. Wow, Mr. Business Owner, you're spending 3K a month just in credit card fees. Well, what would you do with an extra $3,000? Do you want to be spending $3,000 on fees? Right? Could you hire another employee? Maybe buy a new machine, better equipment. What could you do with that? Make them think about what they could do without them paying fees. And then you continue your discovery. Mr. Business Owner, I hear you say that you love Clover, right? You love Clover. Yeah. Get him to say yes. Yes, you want the business owner to be talking more than you are. You're the expert. You're just asking questions, and they are doing the majority of the talking. You're just being their guide. Okay, you're being their guide. You're not an order taker taking orders from them. You're their leader. You're the consultant. You are the expert guiding them through the process. Okay. So then you can ask them another question. Well, Mr. Business Owner, when you have a problem with your Clover machine, do you have someone that you can call and they solve your problem in 5 minutes, or they come to your store in person? Or do you have to call Clover support, and talk to people overseas and be stuck on hold? Oh yeah, I hate being on hold. And every time there's a problem, it's, I want to, put my head down and cry because I don't want to stay on hold for 3 hours, right? Oh, okay, Mr. Business Owner, man, I feel you. I hate waiting on hold too. So would you prefer someone to, like, be local and come in person for you? Yeah, that would be great. That's what I need, right? You get them to kind of acknowledge their problem and then come to the solution, in their own words, right? You want them to come to their own conclusion. So, using John Sarabia's baseball analogy, step one is asking them all these questions. Step number two, right? Second base. First base is discovery, asking questions. Where does it hurt? Second base, step number two, you need to kind of offer a solution and have the business owner come up with their own solution, right? And how I do this, right? Here's an example. So after I'm done asking them all these questions, You can be like, well, Mr. Business Owner, based on what you told me, right? I didn't push this upon you. You just told me that you love your clover, but you hate paying fees, and you hate that you don't have local support. You hate waiting on hold. Is that correct? And you have to get them to acknowledge, yes, that is my problem. Okay? You have to let them feel their pain. Okay? Sprinkle some salt in their wound so they can feel it. Okay? So once they acknowledge that they have these problems, they feel their pain, then you offer them the solution. Well, Mr. Business Owner, so what you're telling me, right? We're running from second base to third base now, right? Mr. Business Owner, so what you're telling me is if I could find a solution for you where you could keep using your Clover device because you love it so much, but you didn't pay any fees with it, and you had me, for example, be your local support guy that when you have a problem, you call me and I come in and fix it, that would solve the problems that you're experiencing right now, correct? And you get them to agree with you. You get them in the habit of saying yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, that's my problem. Yes, that's how I need to fix the problem, right? So once you're at that third base, they say, yes, that's what I need to do. I need to eliminate my fees, keep my clover, and get a local support. And then you close the deal. You hit that home run, right? You run to home base. You say, okay, great. Well, if that's what you're saying is the solution, I can set that up for you. You'll have your same, I can get you the same Clover device. You won't be paying any fees because I'll set you up with a cash discount program, right? We discovered the problem, we found the solution is to eliminate the fees, and now you're giving them the medicine, the cash discount program, right? That comes at the end. In the beginning, when you're nervous and when you're first starting out, you go in there and you're like, cash discount program this, cash discount program that. Dude, guys, that's the solution to their problems, right? So that's the medicine. So then you say, okay, well, we'll eliminate those fees via the cash discount program. I'm going to give you this medicine. It's called the cash discount program. The customer is going to cover the fee. You won't have to pay anything. And now you're going to be saving $3,000 a month. How does that sound, Mr. Business Owner? Well, that sounds great. Okay. And then I see it, even in the beginning myself, right? That sounds great. Well, what do you do next? Again, you're not the order taker. You are the consultant. You're leading them down this path. So then you have to step up and give them the next step. What's the next step? The next step is I'm going to send you a quick application. It takes 2 minutes to fill out. You just need to upload your ID and void a check and send me a text when you're done with that. Let me know if you have any questions. Shoot me a text when you're done with it. That way I can verify with my team on my end, right? The reason you want them to text you is so that you know when they fill it out immediately. You don't have to wait on the notification from Paybotics in 2 days, have sleepless nights. Did they fill it out? Did they not? You're going to have them text you and confirm. And then you guys can go into your Slack channel and confirm with your relationship manager that they filled it out, right? At the same time, if they don't text you, you can follow up with them. Hey, what's going on? Do you have questions? Do you need to uh, do I need to help you with something? You'll know that they didn't fill it out, right? So I guess the moral of this is that guys need to take it step by step and not skip steps, right? Because when you skip steps, that's when things start getting messy. You lose your process and you start to confuse people. Okay. With the ads, you guys will be able to close leads over the phone, right? Let's say everything went smoothly, like how I just kind of gave you guys this scenario. Close them over the phone. Here's the application, fill it out, shoot me a text when you're done. If you see some hesitation, maybe they have questions, right? They're confused about a certain subject. Again, you guys are the doctor. You guys need to move it one step forward. So the next step would be, okay, Mr. Business Owner, I see you have maybe some questions. What I like to do is set up a 10-15 minute meeting in person, because that's how I like doing business. When you're my client, we're going to be doing business in person. So why don't we start off like that? I'll come to your store analyze your statement. We'll talk for 10, 15 minutes, and then you go close them in person. Maybe that's going to hit them over the edge, right? And then there's some easy people that you can close over text because they're super busy, and business owners like texting some of them. I have found that out. So drop a comment comment doctor if you guys like this analogy of selling like a doctor, selling like a consultant versus being pushy and salesy at the same time, right? Does it make sense that you have to ask questions first, figure out their problem, and then you offer the solution versus going in, picking up the phone, calling them, be like, hey, you're interested in the cash discount program, right? No, you need to ask questions first. Cool. I see we have a lot of people commenting. All right, cool.
Phenomenal, brother. So like it. I like it. Like Lloyd said, this is gold. This is gold, man. So what is the last topic that you're going to be talking about on this live training, Nick?
Well, we're gonna finish off this live, right? I wanna get questions from everybody, see what questions people have, whether it's about the ads, about selling, marketing, setting up your profiles or anything like that. And then I'll give you guys, my final thoughts to end things off. So guys,
Yeah, so let's go
drop
with it, guys. Let's
drop
drop
your
some questions down
questions.
below for Nick. And it could be for done for you ads. It could be about selling. It could be about mindset. It could be about anything that you guys want. Okay. So take advantage right now. We have Nick, who is our done for you vendor. He became initially a CashSwipe client before doing any of this, guys. And now he is part of the organization offering you guys massive, massive value. Okay. So we want to do the exact same thing with you guys. All right. If right now your goal is like, dude, I want to get into the network where I'm able to work with CashSwipe or I'm able to go ahead and build another business off of this. Hey, that's the path that Nicholas and his brother Philip took. So make sure to ask your questions down below, guys. We'll give it a couple minutes here. Remember, closed mouths don't get fed. So please pick Nick's brain while we're doing this training, guys.
In the meantime, while you guys are dropping the questions, I want everyone to kind of think about the big picture, right? With credit card processing, with CashSwipe, um, with the ads, because I see a lot of you guys get discouraged. In the school group, you guys maybe have uh, something happen, a speed bump along the road. Maybe something discourages you. You guys are worried about the next rejection, right? Or something not going right. I need you guys to look at the big picture. Why did you start doing this in the first place? Why did you even invest all this money and join CashSwipe, right? Because you want freedom, okay? You want you want to be able to do stuff whenever you want. It's simple as that sounds, right? That's what it comes down to, right? You don't want someone telling you what to do every minute of the day. You guys want to go out and do stuff on your own time, whether it's vacation stuff with your kids, maybe a hobby, right? So the big picture is this: you guys need to build a reliable system, okay, to get leads and business owners, conversations, we can call it. You guys need a reliable system of how to start conversations, bring conversations to you so that you guys can sell the deals, right? Close the accounts and then build up your portfolio of, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 accounts so that you guys can quit your job and do this full time and then maybe hire an assistant to call all your leads that we generate for you, right? You guys need to look at the big picture. Of course, in the beginning, you guys are going to run into speed bumps. Some things may be difficult, a little bit hard. Guys, that's entrepreneurship, right? Like I said in the beginning, no one said it was going to be easy. We all say it's going to be worth it, right? So that's what you guys need to keep coming back to and remembering. It's that we're building a system for you so that in the big picture, you guys can quit your 9 to 5s and have this stuff on the automatic, right? Leads coming in, hire an assistant, call the leads for you. You pay them a few bucks, and you guys are chilling at your house with your kids, doing whatever you want. Okay, investing the money you're making from this into real estate, into your dream car, buying a house, or retiring your parents. I know that's the biggest like motivating factor for me, right? Is wanting to retire my parents. My parents are immigrants, right? They started here from nothing. I want to build a system, a big thing that I can retire them with, right? So I know many of you guys have the same motivations. Let's see what we have in the comments here. I'm kind of behind, but I'm ready, baby. Can't wait. I've been always been in the sales door, just never had something like this. Exactly, right? You knew you were meant for this, but you didn't have that vehicle. Okay, guys, even though I tell you guys it's not going to be, it's not necessarily easy, you guys are in CashSwipe. Okay, you guys have coaches, a community of people that want to help you succeed, right? We got your six, we got your back. Okay, we want you to be successful. So being in this community is already like a cheat code because you guys don't have to figure out everything by yourself. We're giving you guys all the tips, all the advice of how you can build this big picture in this big system. See another comment.
Hey
Recently
Nick,
signed up. Yeah.
so it seems just like, I mean, I believe that you're just framing it very well, where people are just like, we have no questions. But let me dive into a beginner's mindset right now. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm gonna go ahead and spitfire some questions to you. You go ahead and answer them the way you want, and then we'll just keep it going. Okay, for the next couple minutes. So
Sounds
first
good.
question I would have, if I was a beginner right now and I was interested in actually doing ads with you. Okay, so I know that most of our cash web clients, just like myself, are like brand new to the online space, online marketing. Okay. So if someone who has never ran ads before, how simple is the system for them?
So in general, right? Facebook ads and meta ads can be like uh they can make your head hurt sometimes. But we make it super simple for you, okay? We've made the system so simple where let me break it down what it like if you joined the Done For You ads program, what that would look like, okay? So first, you would go through your school training, okay, where we explain and give you all the instructions of how to take your photos and how to take your videos that our editing team is going to compile for you, so to make it look like that Instagram and Facebook profile like I showed you guys in the beginning, right? So on your end, the cash swipe client's end, you guys are just going to have to go through the school course and take all of the pictures and the videos that we tell you exactly what you need to do, exactly where you need to go, exactly what you need to say, right? We hold your hand every step of the way. So, step number one is you guys are going to have to take the pictures and the videos, okay? After that, we hand everything off to myself and the editing team, and we're going to make everything look nice for you, right? We're going to put all the videos together, add captions, b-rolls, going to put all your posts together, and we're going to post everything for you. You guys don't even have to lay your finger on a button to post anything. We're going to do everything for you, right? Then we're going to create your ads, set up all the back-end systems on Facebook, Instagram, the business manager, set up the ads, and we will start running them for you. Okay. And then the second thing that you guys are going to actively have to participate in and do is start calling the leads while they are, when they start coming in, right? So step number one, you guys go through the school course. Step number two, you guys take all your pictures and videos. So that's something active you guys will have to be doing. Step number three, we edit everything for you and optimize your Facebook and Instagram profiles. Step number three, I think number 4, we launch the ads for you, and then you guys call. So actively, what you guys will have to do on your end is take the pictures and the videos, and then put in the work and call the leads and close deals.
Love it. Love it. And that's pretty simplified, guys, for anyone to do that does not have, experience in the online space. Okay, so let's do this. I know that we get quite a few clients that ask this question that have actually just recently signed up with the ads. And it's something that usually clients they go ahead and they think about after the fact, just because it's so exciting, dude. You get somebody to run the
Right.
ads, you get somebody to do the creatives. It's a no brainer, right? Um, what does a client actually have to do once the ads are running? Okay.
Mm.
Do they ever have to manage the ads? Do they ever have to touch the platform or just speak with interested business owners?
It's a great question. So while the ads are running, you guys do not have to touch a button. You guys don't have to optimize the ads. You guys don't have to keep them running. We do all of that for you, right? What you guys on your end are doing is calling the leads and closing the deals. And then here's what I recommend you guys do, right? Not everybody does this, but here's what I really recommend that you guys do on your end, from the social media standpoint, is this, right? Number 1 is following um, local businesses from your Instagram and your Facebook, right? So maybe make yourself a list off Google of all the pizza shops in your area, all the coffee shops in your area, right? Niche it down just to keep it simple. And then go into, once you have your list of people you got from Google, go on their Facebook, go on their Instagram and start following them. Start liking their pictures, start commenting on their content, right? Because just like you guys get a ding when someone likes your photo and comments on your photo, those business owners are going to be getting dings as well, right? And number 2, what that does is it signals to the algorithm who your target market is, right? Facebook and Instagram is incredibly smart. These algorithms, they are smarter than any human, right? They know what they're doing, but we need to give the algorithm and Facebook signals of who you want to work with, okay? So if you do that, if you like, follow, comment, interact, right? We call it engagement. Engage with local businesses around your area on social media. It's going to be sending those signals to the Facebook algorithm, which will make your ads better, right? It's going to give it information of who it should be showing the ads to, okay? And number 2, what you guys can be doing on your end while the ads are running, because you guys are not touching them, right? We do all that for you. You guys can be making little videos, okay? Simple videos, selfie style videos. Why selfie style? Because it's authentic, okay? Guys, we're in the era of AI. It's 2026. Oh, you see all these AI ads, people doing AI. That's all fake, right? People know that it's fake. People want real. They want authentic. So if you guys, let's say you make yourself a schedule, right? Because if I say post every day, you guys are going to say it's overwhelming, right? Which I get it. It can be overwhelming, right? But the key is consistency. If you set yourself a schedule, hey, I'm going to post myself, make a video, 20-30 second video answering a question that a merchant asked me on the phone, and you make yourself a schedule 2 times a week, 3 times a week, okay, and you're consistent with that every single week, and you guys post 20-30 second videos saying, why Clover raised their fees, or how to fix a common issue on the Valor terminal, whatever it is, whatever they're asking you, and you guys post those, it's going to give more content. So when people come to your Instagram and Facebook profile, they see that you're the expert. Wow, this guy makes 3 videos a week answering my questions. He knows what he's talking about, right? And it's going to give you more engagement, and people are going to see that you're the real deal. And another thing that does, it helps you learn, right? That one of the like stages of learning, you can do all the theory in the world that you want, right? You can watch as many videos as you can. You can read all this literature, right, about credit card processing. But until you sit there and make a 20-30 second video and you have to explain it to someone in simple words, that's where the real learning happens, where you retain that knowledge. So you guys are gonna uh, sharpen your skills and just like your overall knowledge on credit card processing by doing this every single consistently, not every single day, but consistently. So those are like two things you guys can be doing while the ads are running without you guys actually touching the ads. And I'll give you guys one third thing because I have a theory. You guys know how like you say something, you have a conversation with somebody about, I don't know, buying a couch or buying a microwave, right? And then sure enough, you head home and you go onto your phone, you start scrolling, and you see ads all of a sudden for couches, all of a sudden for microwaves, whatever you were talking about. Or another example, you guys were out, let's say, I don't know, you guys went to Target or Best Buy. Okay, let's say you went to Best Buy. You haven't been to Best Buy in a year. You just randomly walked in because you were with a friend, right? You didn't Google Best Buy. You didn't do anything on the internet for Best Buy. You just walked in randomly because you were with a friend and they needed to get a camera. Have you guys ever noticed that you walk into a store and then you go home and you get ads from that store without you ever looking up something? Right? So I have a theory that if while the ads are running, if you guys still find it, like if you have the time, of course, and you still continue prospecting doing the old normal way, I have a theory that those business owners that you visit, right, or you didn't get to talk to because they were in the back ignoring you, they're going to get your ad on their phone because like Facebook is smart, right? Your geolocations and stuff. So I want you guys
Retargets.
to yeah, retargeting, right? I want you guys to try that out and to continue doing that while the ads are running because like I said, the ads are an amplifier, right? Yes, it's sweet. People fill leads out and it comes to you, but again, they're an amplifier, right? So whatever you're doing in your business, it's going to make it better, okay?
For sure, for sure. All right, guys, we're coming down to the last 3 minutes for our training. Let me know, guys, what questions you guys have, or if you guys have gone ahead and got so much knowledge that you guys are like, thank you. Send us the PDF. That's all we want, Paul and Nick. So um, let me see if I could dig up one last question. Okay, so um, let's do this. Okay, here's a cool part. I'm big on vision. All right, I know Nick is too. So Nick, if someone launched ads today, for example, okay, and they stayed consistent with the follow-ups, like speed to lead, they responded, because we got a few rock stars that use our ads, right? Helen Wu, got Madison Cora, got Anthony. You were talking about Anthony. We just did a post on him on IG right now. Um, what could be the person's pipeline of merchant opportunities realistically look like over the next 90 days?
So, I mean, there's a couple factors that goes into that, right? Like your budget and stuff. But let's say you guys are getting 8 to 10 leads a month, right? Off of $500. In 90 days, that's 3 months. You guys could be getting the opportunity of like 30 to 40 leads that you could be talking to, right? In 3 months. So that's 30 to 40 people that filled out information that saying that they were interested and you didn't have to go out and prospect or cold call, right? And a funny thing happens also when you start doing this with these ads. I know Madison Cora can definitely attest to this. When you start closing deals from the ads, they're going to send you referrals, right? So then your big picture, right? The leads that you're closing, they're sending you more leads for free, right? And they trust you already because you did business with their buddy or their family member. So it can really, it's like a snowball effect. Okay. When you first make the snowball, it's small, but as you keep it going, it rolls, it becomes a huge snowball and then eventually an avalanche, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree, man. And my theory when it goes into it, because being in entrepreneurship, guys, a lot of you guys know this. It's like you have to build up your own level of confidence based on your experience, right? So based on my experience, I know the average person that you guys can close, right? So if you're getting like, let's say 40 opportunities to talk to people like on the phone from inbound leads, if you're decent in sales, you'll be able to close anywhere between 15 to 20% of those leads. Okay. Now, let's say you're good, like our boy Madison Coyle, right? And you're able to close them on tax, which I mean, I was shocked when he said that. Then your percentage goes up higher to like about 30%. Now, let's say that you're absolutely rookie beginner, you are green, you are shy as heck, you don't want to sell, then we could say 10%. We could say 10% bone stock. You just, I wouldn't say did horrible, but you didn't do as good as you could. Okay. So 10% is what I'm going to call it. So at 40, that's four accounts that you guys could potentially go ahead and have now in your portfolio for just running ads. And that's with an ad spend of minimum $500. And that's bone stock bare minimum, guys. I have mentees right now that have other types of businesses that are doing $150,000 in ad spend. So as you guys are getting more and more clients, guys, you guys can go ahead and open the floodgates to how many inbound leads you guys want. Because here's the other thing with Facebook that I've learned as well through Nick is that Facebook starts learning your ideal client. So once you guys start getting closes, once you guys start getting the interest like the first 90 days, okay, the algorithm starts learning your ideal client, like who's most attracted to your ad specifically, because we're all different. And usually after the 90 days is where you guys will see the floodgates coming in and you guys will just hit. It's a snowball effect. It just gets better and better and better and better and better. Okay. So that's what you guys have to see as far as vision goes. Typically, you're not going to see the best results, even though we do have people day one, Anthony, as soon as he activated, boom, like he's just like, oh, close, right? Madison, one day, 9 leads coming in, boom, 6 of them converted on the phone. So it just really depends. But 90 days is where you guys will be optimized for your ideal client. Okay. So I hope that helps a lot. We're going to be doing quite a few of these guys now that Nick and Philip, they're official vendors for CashSwipe, guys. We are the only fintech platform in the online space, but in merchant services industry ever to be able to do anything like this. So if you guys want to take the opportunity, if you guys want more information on this, you can either shoot Nick a DM, you can shoot me a DM, you can shoot anybody from CashSwipe a DM. We're going to go ahead and repost the replay here inside of the clients only group, but also on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, like, leave a comment, okay? And then we'll go ahead and we'll be able to go ahead and help you with absolutely everything that you guys need as far as ads go, as far as client acquisition, marketing, make it simplified so you guys are able to streamline your business, okay? All right, guys, that's it. That's all we got. Nick, anything else you want to say before we cut it?
What do I want to say? Guys, if you guys are like serious about, building your residual income portfolio and you've been dragging it out because, you didn't have the time, this is your opportunity. This is your chance to do something about it, to get a system where with your limited schedule, with your limited time, you can make it work for you, right? So, and then
That's what I'm talking
absolutely
about.
what Paul said, it takes about 90 days for the algorithm to learn because it's just an algorithm. So you feed the algorithm data, it learns, and it makes magic happen for you.
Absolutely. That's it. That is it. Super excited. Anyways, guys, Nick, Paul, we're here from CashSwipe, guys. If you guys need anything else, make sure to check out this video. I know for you guys watching live, you guys are like, what are you pointing at, Paul? But you guys will see on YouTube. Make sure to click on this video. Check out some more training videos here on Residual Income for Beginners. We'll catch you on the next one, guys. Bye-bye.